side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rodriguez in that game last week in San Francisco did not allow a hit until the 5th inning and only allowed 2 hits in 6 1/3 before they took him out. Now a changeup, and that is low. A check swing by Elliott. An appeal to Dan Merzel, the first base umpire. No, he says, no swing. 2-1 now to Elliott Ramos. Now the windup, and here it comes. Swing, and he hammers one deep into center field, way back, and over the head of the center fielder Thomas, and it short hops the wall. Heading for second, Ramos, and he'll pull up there with a stand-up double. Wow. Man, he clobbered that ball, and it just got out there just like that. That might be the first time we've ever seen anybody hit one over the head of Thomas without it going high off the wall or going over the wall. He seems to catch everything out there. He just had no time to get back on it. So Ramos with a spectacular booming double. That ball off his bat at 114 miles per hour. Woo. Now here's a ball too high to Rafi Devers. One of the hardest hit balls of the year for the Giants. Devers, left-handed hitter against the lefty. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch on the way. And he takes a called strike. A curveball on the outside at the knees.
Ball would have made it to Tucson in an hour. Man.
That ball would have been arrested for speeding had it reached Tucson. Here's the stretch now. And the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive into right field. Base hit. And that ball was smoked. 1 hop to Corbin Carroll. He grabs it, fires it into the cutoff man. And stopping at third, Elliott Ramos. He had no time to get past there as that ball was just blasted by Rafi Devers. And the Giants have runners at first and third. Nobody out.
112.
That's it?
That's it.
So the 114 miles an hour off Ramos' bat, 112 off Devers' at bat. And here comes Adames. The D-backs will have the middle infield in double play depth here for the right-handed batter. The pitch to him. And that is off the inside with a cutter. Ball 1. Throws that cutter a lot. He's not an overpowering guy, but uses that cutter to right-handed hitters a lot. He's got an excellent changeup, curveball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing, and there's a pop-up. Got right in the hands with that cutter, and in foul ground is the first baseman Vargas, and he makes the catch right next to the Giants coach's box. Man, that's sort of almost, it's not a worst case scenario, I suppose, but close to it for one of the Giants' top RBI men. It's not a strikeout, but he just hit a pop foul and a ball that ran right in on him and a little bit even out of the strike zone. So now Matt Chapman. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Here it comes, and that is low with a changeup in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Moreno. Giants, who had only 2 hits the whole night last night, both of them by Casey Schmidt, a homer and a single. They've got 2 hits right away in this game, but a great opportunity to score. Now with 1 out, though. Shortstop Perdomo way over into the hole toward third. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chapman, man, he got a cutter middle in and was not able to make contact with it. 1 ball and 1 strike. The D-backs, Vargas at first on the bag with Devers. The second baseman, Marte, almost up the middle. Here's the set. 1-1 pitch. Way inside with that cutter. And the count is 2-1. The shortstop is Perdomo, and the third baseman, Alexander. Around the outfield, the D-backs with McCarthy in left, Thomas in center, Carroll in right. All 3 outstanding speed and range. Now here's a swing and a foul back to the screen. That was a fastball down and in. It's painting those corners right now. So the count is 2-2. He'd love a strikeout here. Wilmer Flores on deck. Here's the stretch. Runners at first and third. 2-2 pitch. Swing, and there's a high fly ball to right, medium deep. Back and toward the line a little bit goes Carroll. He makes the catch, tagging up at third and heading home. Here comes the high arcing throw to the plate. Not in time. It's grabbed by the catcher out in front of the plate, and Moreno throws to second as Devers also tagged up when he saw how high that throw was, and he makes it into second base. The Giants have a 1-0 lead. Heads up base running by Devers, reading that throw. He tagged up, and as soon as that high throw made its way in, off he went as well.
Yeah, well described by you. I was watching Devers. He really did that about as perfectly as you can. That was good base running.
So now he's in scoring position for Wilmer Flores. Right-handed batter. Wilmer swings and lines one into right field, base hit. Coming around third, here's Devers. He's heading home. Here comes the throw in by Corbin Carroll, cut off by the first baseman. And the Giants have a 2-0 lead. Wilmer did not wait around. He picks up his 69th RBI right now. 2-0 Giants.
And that tag job by Dever, I mean, you give Wilmer the credit for getting the hit. Really good approach from Wilmer Flores. Not a bad first pitch, but he was ready for it. But Devers, the base running, set up the run.
Indeed it did. And here is Casey Schmidt. And a curveball over the outside for a called strike.
Just like we always say, Rafi Devers using his legs.
Devers, who has not been running well this year. He's had that issue with the lower back that hampered him quite a bit more early on with the Giants than lately. Here's a swing and a foul to the backstop. And now Schmidt with a count of 0-2. That was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that followed up the first pitch curveball. Schmidt hit a long home run to deep left center last night that tied the game in the third inning, then added a base hit to that in the fifth inning. The Giants' only hits of that game. They have 3 hits already in this one. Now he takes high and outside. The count goes to 1-2. The New York Mets, meanwhile, they jumped out early. They hit 4 home runs in the first 4 innings against the Padres. They're leading 8-3 in the top of the ninth on the Toyota scoreboard in New York. 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul back toward the press box and out of play. Still 1-2. The Cincinnati Reds, who are tied with the Giants in the mythical wild card division. The Reds are playing in St. Louis and trailing 3-0, top of the 8th inning at Busch Stadium on the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard. Now there's a swing, line drive, base hit, right center field. Coming to second is Wilmer. He turns the corner and then puts the brakes on. Corbin Carroll, the right fielder, over to field it, and he throws it into the cutoff man, Perdomo, the shortstop. Another hard-hit ball for the Giants, and that's their 4th hit of the inning. Now a mound visit from Brian Kaplan, the D-backs pitching coach, making the first Habas Law mound visit of the night here. First pitch, by the way, was thrown at 6:40 p.m., right on schedule. And the temperature indoors here at game time was 78 degrees. Outdoors, 100 degrees. All things being equal, we're happy to be indoors for this one.
Dry heat.
The time and temp sponsored by Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, we're all strong on this planet. Yeah, dry heat, unless you happen to be out in it and you kind of start sweating a little bit.
Then you're not dry.
It just feels like an oven out there. Now here is Encarnacion. 2 runs in, 2 men on, 2 men out. And the left-hander ready, the pitch to the right-handed hitter. And a called strike right on the outside corner with a changeup.
Well, so far, a nice opposite field up the middle approach for the Giants right-handed hitters. And we know Gerard Encarnacion, he likes to go that way.
He's got a lot of power to the opposite field. Big, strong right-handed hitter. And the pitch. Just barely low, right around the outside, right around the knees. Maybe a little off the outside, maybe a little low. 1-1 the count. Giants have had a lot of hard-hit balls in this inning. Here's the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. In for a called strike. Now that was a sinking fastball that was above the knees. Middle in. So apparently he was thinking of something else there. So he's behind now 1-2. Rodriguez sets, throws. Swing and a line drive down the right field line. That's a base hit. It's rolling quickly into the right field corner. Coming around third, Flores. He scores. And here comes Schmidt. Matt Williams waves him home. The throw. Safe. It's a 2-run double as Encarnacion shows off that opposite field approach that you were talking about, Dave. And now it's a 4-run first inning for the Giants.
That was even a pitch that got in on his hands, and he still went to right field with it. So I think that had to be his plan the whole at bat, and it worked.
Now, Jung-Hoo Lee, the other left-handed hitter. Dodgers have 2 lefties in the lineup against the left-hander. The pitch. Just off the inside. That was a close one. 1 ball and no strikes.
The only guy really to pull the ball the whole inning has been the other left-handed hitter, Rafi Devers.
Devers lined a single into right field. 1 hop to the right fielder, Carroll. Now here's a swing. Ground ball right to second. Fielded by Ketel Marte, and he throws him out at first. The Giants send 8 batters to the plate and get 4 of them home. 1 man left, and Tristan Beck will head to the mound now with a 4-0 lead on the KNBR Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network. Switch hitter batting left-handed. He'll be followed by Ketel Marte, another switch hitter, and then Corbin Carroll, a lefty all the way. Now here is a called strike, a fastball down the middle at 94. Perdomo, I saw an article today online where there was some thought that, hey, guess who's sort of moved into the MVP discussion in the National League? And the whole article was about Geraldo Perdomo. 1-1 the count to him. Here it comes. Swing and a foul out of play off to the left.
Based on his game last night, he's the greatest player I think I've ever seen.
He was the leadoff man. The leadoff man, their number 1 job, get on base. Well, he got on base 5 different times. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing, and he fists one along the left field line. Foul. Man, a nasty pitch there from the right-hander Beck that just jammed him big time. May have created a stinging sensation in his hands. But he still fought it off, and that's what he's been doing. Perdomo has a .290 batting average and a .391 on base percentage. 1-2 pitch, and that's off the outside at 96. The other thing about Perdomo, he's got 19 home runs, 28 doubles, 5 triples, and he's driven in 97 runs and stolen 26 bases and played a great shortstop. Now he swings and misses. I thought the ball might have hit his. He breaks for first base, and Kisner says, wait a minute, that hit his foot. He ran to first base. It went right out by Kisner. The Giants, I'm sure, are checking with the video room. Plate umpire Baker did not know about it, but he swung at the pitch and it hit him in the foot.
Wow, and they're not challenging. It definitely hit his foot.
I don't think there's any question about it.
Well, why are they not challenging?
Well, on our TV, we haven't even seen a replay of it yet.
I guarantee you, when we finally do, that we're going to see that it hit his foot. I don't get it.
Well, he's at first base now on a strikeout. I don't know if they're calling it a pass ball or a wild pitch, but the catcher, I don't think ever even got a glove on it. So here's Perdomo at first, and Marte takes ball one. Another switch hitter, and he takes low for a ball.
I'm just befuddled.
I just totally don't understand why we're not seeing a replay in here. Now the 2-0 pitch, and that curveball in there for a called strike. It was 89 miles an hour, probably his slider. There, we just saw the replay. Not only did it hit him in the foot, it ricocheted off toward the first base dugout. Now here's a swinging strike, and it's 2-2.
I think Jordan Baker even knew that he'd missed it, because it was almost like the home plate umpire was the one asking Bob Melvin to please take a look at it.
Well, somebody's got to ask who is studying these videos in the Giants clubhouse. There goes the runner, and a hard ground ball just foul past first, past the dive of Wilmer Flores down the right field line. That was another one of those jumping leads, even in a 4-0 game. And if Beck had taken a look at Perdomo, I think he could have picked him off easily there. Here's the stretch. Now the pitch. Bounce to second softly. Fielded by Schmidt. The second one. The relay to first. Double play. We had to wait for the first base umpire, Merzel, to make the call. And I guess he was just waiting to find out if Wilmer was going to hold on to the ball. He kind of stumbled away from first base, but he held on to it. And that's a double play. Well, they hit him in the foot, and nobody but us seemed to know about it. And us and Kisner and Perdomo, of course.
Umpire too, even though he didn't make the call.
No harm. He's out now. And here's a line drive right to Schmidt at second. Corbin Carroll blasted one, and atom ball. Shutdown inning for Beck. The Giants lead 4-0 with Kisner, then the top of the order. Ramos and Devers coming up on the KNB.
Take a
lead. And the 9th place hitter, Andrew Kisner, will lead off. Elliot Ramos, the leadoff man, to follow. And here's the pitch. That is low for ball one. The leadoff batter in this inning, Kisner. Fans, when you've been injured in an auto accident, you don't just need an attorney. You need a heavy hitter. Contact Ayala, Morgan, and Bazard. Now here is a called strike from Rodriguez on the inside at the knees. 1-1 the count to Kisner. Kisner, .217 batting average. And he doesn't play very often because Patrick Bailey plays most of the time. And Kisner, of course, opened the year in the minor leagues. Now the pitch. Hard ground ball into left field, base hit. Man, he hit that one hard. Got a cutter. Seemed to be sitting on it and just hooked it hard on the ground and right between third and short. That's the 6th hit for the Giants in their first time through the batting order. They've had 6 hits from 9 batters. The first of them was by Elliot Ramos, a 114-mile-an-hour streak of lightning over the head of the center fielder to the center field wall to lead off the first inning. 4-0 Giants, and Ramos takes up and away, ball one. Kisner, that was his 70th official at bat of the year, in the big leagues anyway. Here it comes, and a called strike on the inside with a cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one was a little bit of a debatable call. Here's the left-hander set, throwing. And off that was a very similar pitch, and this one got called a ball. 2-1 the count. Devers on deck. Runner at first, nobody out. And there's a swing at him, and he helped him change up and away. And that changeup, it will tend to drift away from a right-handed hitter. So I'm sure it must have looked like a strike on the way in, but it was 85 miles an hour and ended up out of the zone. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back out of play. Let's pause here. The station identification. This is the KNBR, Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network.
This is Giants baseball. Nothing like it.
Off his left foot. Ouch. Still 2-2. Tomorrow's game, a day game here, 12:40. First pitch. And Justin Verlander will take them on for the Giants against young right-hander Brandon Pfaadt. And then it's on to L.A. right after the game tomorrow for 4 head-to-head with the Dodgers. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And he helped him chase the high fastball up out of the zone. That's the one that Ramos is always trying to lay off, but he just couldn't do it that time. So 1 out. Here comes Devers. This is the Taco Bell second inning. Download the Taco Bell app. Did you know that Taco Bell had an app? You can unlock rewards and exclusive access with that app. Here's Devers, and he takes a called strike, a fastball in there.
Well, because we've been reading the spot quite a bit, I do.
Oh, that's true. I guess I should have known, having been reading that every day for all this time. 0-1 the count to Devers, and the pitch. Swing and a foul high in the air off the third base side and back into the crowd.
Maybe I'll just download it right now.
See if you can get a great deal on the Crunch Wrap Supreme. Devers blasted a line shot to right for a single in the first. Runner at first, 1 out, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and he chased that high fastball. Devers looks upset with himself. So 2 in a row in strikeouts on pitches up out of the zone here. And now Willie Adames will come up. We're coming to you live from the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth. Giants 4, Arizona nothing. Second inning, 2 down, runner at first. There's a swing and a little flare out to short. Man, Perdomo literally did not have to move even an inch. He makes the grab, inning over. Adames is gone. He's 0 for 2. Giants 4.
Great moment.
Broadcast booth here in Arizona. Giants have a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Gabriel Moreno to lead off against Tristan Beck. Still in the game for the Giants. And Blaze Alexander is on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech. TimberTech decking and railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com.
Here's Beck throwing ball 1 to the cleanup hitter, Gabriel Moreno. 13-pitch first inning for Beck. Now he throws. That is a called strike. A slider right at the knees. Alexander is on deck. Moreno, they missed him a lot during the first half of the season on the injured list. Got a .289 batting average. Now he takes just barely low on the inside with a fastball. 2-1. Moreno, 9 home runs in 72 games, 347 on base average. Pitch on the way, and a fastball for the high strike there. And Moreno walks away from the plate for a moment. 2-2 the count. Not happy with that call. Giants 4, Arizona nothing. Last of the second. Here it comes, and he's off the outside at 97 miles an hour. He pulled that one a little bit, maybe a little overthrow. The Mets won their game 8-3 over the Padres in New York. Second straight win for the Mets. Plus they had the day off yesterday. Minaya, the former Giant, came on out of the bullpen and got the win, beating King. 3-2 pitch. A foul backing out of play. Through a good hard breaking ball in under the hands. 3-2. The Dodgers are just getting started or about to. I think they're just ready to start now with Shohei Ohtani on the mound facing the Phillies. 3-2 pitch is raked down the left field line. It is hooking. Fair. One hop up against the wall right next to the foul pole. Fielded by Ramos and thrown back toward third. It's a double for Moreno. Just could not put him away. That was a kind of a sharp breaking ball. I don't know if it was down as much as he wanted it down, but pretty good hitting there by Moreno, who went down and about knee high and raked it hard. Now here's the swing, a line drive into right field. That's a base hit. Encarnacion to his left. He's got it. He's throwing home. They're cut off by Flores. His throw home is too late. Moreno scores from second, and it's 4-0. Encarnacion's got a good arm, but he hit the cutoff man, Wilmer Flores, to keep Alexander at first. But then Wilmer, who caught that throw, and it was a little bit offline, and his throw to the plate was also offline. The D-backs have one of those runs back. It's 4-1 Giants. Still nobody out. Here is Del Castillo. Adrian Del Castillo, left-handed batter, and he takes up and away, ball one. Bob Melvin, before the game, said that he thought Beck is built up to where they could reasonably expect him to give them 75 pitches or so in this one. The 1-0 pitch. Off the outside again. 2-0. Two and 0 pitch. Low and inside, almost hit him in the back foot with a slider. And he's behind 3-0. Alec Thomas is on deck. Back to the plate. That is right through there with a slider, though, for a called strike. Down just above the knees, 3-1 the count. Beck holding, now throws. There's a high drive deep to right field. Way back there, gone. Hanging breaking ball, and Del Castillo launched it. And now it's a one-run game. 3 batters into the second inning, and 3 runs on the board for the D-backs. Well, he had some wildness to foul behind him, and then was wild in the strike zone with a hanging breaking ball. Now Alec Thomas. And he takes a called strike at the knees with a curveball. Well, when you work behind to somebody with power, stuff can happen. Bad stuff. There's a ground ball in the right field, base hit. Another curveball. Thomas took the one and then jumped on the next one. 4 hits in a row for the D-backs here in the second inning. Ildemaro Vargas will come up now. Mound visit with Matt Chapman over from third base. The catcher Kisner out there visiting with Tristan Beck. Meanwhile, J.P. Martinez, the pitching coach, is in the dugout, and he has the phone and is calling the bullpen. So here is Vargas, switch hitter, batting left-handed. And Beck to the plate, way inside. So he's just not able to get those pitches where he wants them right now. Puts him at quite a bit of a disadvantage. Matt Gage, a left-hander, starts to warm up in the bullpen. There's a swing, ground ball to second, could be 2. Schmidt, the second one. Adames to first. 2, a double play. Well, that's, I think, what he was hoping to get from Del Castillo. But he does get it now with 3 runs already in and now 2 down and nobody aboard for Jake McCarthy. Here's the pitch, and McCarthy takes a called strike, slider at the knees, and it's 0-1. Beck on top. Throwing, swing and a miss. A good slider down and in and out of the strike zone. The Giants' regular season schedule at home wraps up with Fan Appreciation Weekend, starting a week from Friday with the Rockies in town. Now the pitch. Bouncer over the mound toward the middle. Not hit hard. Far to his right. Schmidt. Spin pivot. Off balance. Sidearm throw. In time. Inning over. But the Giants, who had the 4-0 lead, their lead is now 4-3.
Let's see if we can figure out the following.
It's only the 3rd inning. Chapman takes ball 1 low from Eduardo Rodriguez. The left-hander throws, and Chapman takes this one, called a strike over the inside at 92 miles an hour. A cutter. Chapman had a big at-bat in the 1st inning. Giants ended up getting much more, but he got the first run home. 1-1 pitch. He fouls this one back. And the reason it really felt like such an important at-bat was Ramos led off the game with a double. Then Devers immediately with a base hit. Giants had 1st and 3rd, nobody out. And Adames popped out and didn't get anybody home. And the Giants were in danger. 2 strikes on Chapman of maybe not taking advantage of that great opportunity. And he got the first one home with a sac fly. The pitch. That is up high, just by a little bit, 2-2. And then Wilmer knocked in a run with a hit. Schmidt got another hit, and Encarnacion hit a 2-run double. But Chapman got the first one home. The pitch, he hits a hard ground ball to short, gobbled up by Perdomo. Winds up and throws to first in time to get Chapman. Man, he really hit that hard, but right into the defense for out number 1. Giants lead off the final homestand of the regular season, 3-game series against the Cardinals. So that starts on Monday, back home at Oracle Park. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Final City Connect Tuesday of the year, sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Wilmer Flores taking high for ball 1. Chapman, just to add that to the list of hard contact off the Giants' bats, 106. The exit velocity on his ground ball. Now a fastball on the inside corner called a strike. Giants 4, D-backs 3, third inning. Giants bullpen looks to be like things have quieted down for the moment. Here's the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Up and away, ball 2. Giants had kind of the red alert going. Tristan Beck gave up 4 straight hits, 3 runs in the second inning, but got a double play ball and then another ground out to get through it. Looks like he'll stay in the game. 2-1 pitch. Flores takes one just inside. 3-1. That was close. It's been a pretty small strike zone, I think, so far. 3-1 pitch. Wilmer, it's a high drive. Left center field. This one is gone! Just over the left center field wall. Wilmer Flores, his 16th of the year. 5-3 Giants. Beautiful swing from Wilmer, who hasn't been playing quite as much lately. Has kept his head down, kept working hard, and continues to contribute. He's 2 for 2. He's driven in 2 of the Giants' 5 runs, now with his 16th home run of the year. It's big out to left center field. Here's Casey Schmidt. He takes a curve for a strike. And in the old days, you hit a ball that hard here, and it's just going way out. But with the humidor in effect, the ballpark plays a little differently. That one, it made it out by plenty, but only a couple rows over that left center field wall. Here's a changeup and kind of a wild swing and miss from Casey Schmidt. It's 0-2.
Well, he hit it similar spot to the left of that 413 marker. That little corner of the edge of the bleachers, 413 was the estimate on his.
0-2, the pitch. Schmidt hooks one, caught at third by Alexander, ranging to his left. Not quite as hard hit, that line drive. Still not a bad 2-strike swing from Casey. So 2 down, and here is Gerard Encarnacion. The home run that Schmidt hit last night, which went to that spot, the home run that Wilmer hit tonight in that vicinity, that's kind of the place, isn't it, where when we were here last, wasn't it Christian Koss who hit the ball that the fan reached over, became a very controversial play, and Encarnacion fouls this one back to the backstop for strike 1. There was a big replay review, whether it was fan interference or not. It was originally called a home run. They changed the call to a double, which I thought was the wrong call, and then the fan got banned because it was not his first time. Encarnacion, man, he swung at a pitch that almost just hit him. A cutter off the inside. It's 0-2.
Controversy.
It got me a little heated back then. This was a similar spot, and a fan did make a nice catch, but not over the wall. He actually stayed in his seat and did not interfere with the game as it was being played. So he's allowed to stay. In the dirt to Encarnacion, 1-2.
The person who was about to catch it might feel it differently, as he kind of lunged over the seat behind him to catch it.
He's the biggest jerk he's ever met. Here's a ground ball into left, base hit. Encarnacion with a 2-strike hit. Man, the Giants are swinging the bats tonight. It's the third inning. They have 5 runs on 8 hits. Remember when Rodriguez pitched against him just last week. His last turn in the rotation. He went into the 7th inning, didn't allow a run, and only gave up 2 hits. Just dominated the Giants.
He didn't allow any hits at all until the 5th inning of that game.
Here's Jung-Hoo Lee with 2 down. Jung-Hoo takes a curve in for a strike. A big slow curveball. Diamondbacks, despite all the hits, their bullpen is quiet. This will be the 59th pitch for Rodriguez. 5-3 Giants ahead. The pitch. Lee hits a ground ball to second. Coming in to field it, that's Marte, and he'll throw to first for the out. So Lee is grounded out to second 2 times. He's 0 for 2. He's kind of been left out. Everybody else for the Giants is swinging the bats tonight, including Wilmer Flores. His home run makes it 5-3 midway through 3 on the KNBR Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network. Perdomo, leadoff hitter for the D-backs against Tristan Beck, and a breaking ball's in for a called strike. Giants 5, Diamondbacks 3, last of the third. Check it all out. Book online, sfgiants.com/suites. SUITES. Here's a pitch at the knees, but called a ball. It's 1-1. Not sweets like candy or dessert. Sweets. SUITES. Here's a pitch off the inside. Ball 2.
Like your sweetheart.
You could bring your sweetheart to the suite. You could order some sweets once you buy the suite and stock it with a bunch of sweets.
Sweets for the suite.
Seems like a pretty good idea to me. Now a pitch called a ball that was right in the strike zone again. Trying to do my meditative breathing.
Things we go through.
Now a smash, and it goes right by Wilmer Flores. Down the right field line, Encarnacion to the line to field it, spins around and throws to second, but it's too late. Geraldo Perdomo, he's got such a good thing going. Even when he hits it to somebody, they don't field it. That must have taken a weird bounce because Wilmer was right there and it just hopped over his glove. Had some tricky spin and it went right by Wilmer Flores. So that's a leadoff double for Perdomo. Runner in scoring position with nobody out. And Ketel Marte uses his timeout before a pitch is thrown. Giants will get the bullpen going once again. Whoever is starting to get loose is hiding behind the foul pole. The pitch. A swing and a high fly ball left center. In the park, it's Lee and Ramos. And Lee gives way to Elliot Ramos, who called him off and made the catch. Fires it back into the cutoff man. 1 out. It's a big out. Get through the all-star Ketel Marte. But it doesn't get a whole lot easier. Here's Corbin Carroll. Looks like I think it's Spencer Bivens, although this is one of the hardest bullpens for us to see in the league. But I think it's Bivens who's starting to get loose. Now a ball. A little bit high with the sweeper. I don't think that pitch, that's a really good pitch for Tristan Beck. Very important pitch for him. I don't think it's behaving the way he wants it to. Giants with a 5-3 lead. Runner at second, one out. Carroll hits a high fly ball right center. Way up there. Lee back. He'll square up and make the catch in front of 413. Tagging from second is Perdomo. He'll race to third and stop there. Lee throws it back into Schmidt, standing near second base. 2 down. There's that balcony. The wall in center field is 25 feet high here in Phoenix, and it extends from deep left center to deep right center. But in left center field and right center field, everything but the batter's eye, there's a balcony that hangs over the field, gives you a little slightly shorter porch to get a home run, and that one almost landed in the balcony, but Lee was able to catch it. Now first pitch swing, Moreno hits a pop-up down the first base line. Wilmer into foul ground, makes a catch, and the inning is over. All right, so Tristan Beck works around that leadoff double, which wasn't exactly a classic double. Nice job by Beck there.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB.
Back here in Phoenix, inning number 4, and Andrew Kisner will lead off against Eduardo Rodriguez. Starter still in. Giants lead 5-3. Kisner has a hit in his only at bat, takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 8 hits for the Giants already. So the offense has gone to work here tonight after a very quiet game last night. And really, after the early innings against Kershaw on Saturday, a mostly quiet weekend for the Giants. Nice to see here. This is what has fueled the Giants' surge into the playoff chase, the offense. But a long way to go in this game. 0-1 pitch. Kisner hits one foul right down the first base line. Count is 0-2. Coming to you live from the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth. To Kisner. The windup and the pitch. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Stays 0-2. Here's the pitch. Kisner hits a little pop-up into shallow right center. Kind of no man's land, but Marte has time to get out there and make the catch. One away. Not this time for Kisner. He's 1 for 2. And back to the top of the order, Elliot Ramos. On the Toyota Out of Town scoreboard, if you're joining us just recently, We've been talking a lot about the Mets. They beat the Padres first game of a series tonight in New York. 8-3 the final score, so that's 2 in a row for the Mets. The pitch is popped foul off to the right. A first pitch curve, and Ramos went for it and fouled it off. So the Giants need to win tonight to stay 2 games behind the Mets, which in reality is 3 games back because the Giants lose the tiebreaker. 0-1 the count to Ramos. The pitch is swung on and missed. A changeup. 0-2. Cardinals beat the Reds 3-0. Cardinals are at this point out of it, not officially, but the Reds came into tonight tied with the Giants, same record. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Just like the Giants, Reds need a lot of wins and a lot of help, but Giants aren't going to complain if it turns out that the Reds get sort of pushed to the side. They lost to the Cardinals 3-0. Here's a ball outside, a changeup. 2-2 to Ramos. You got Devers on deck. Giants 5, Diamondbacks 3. Diamondbacks are a half game ahead of the Giants. The other thing about this game tonight and tomorrow afternoon, 2-2 pitch is hit down the right field line, slicing foul. Back into the fans. Down toward the Giants bullpen, which is active again, but it's not Bivens. It's Trevor McDonald, who just got called up today, just on the active roster today. And Trevor McDonald is back in the big leagues. We may well see him in this game sooner rather than later. Still 2-2 to Ramos. The left-hander for the Diamondbacks pitches. Ramos fouls another one. Straight back this time and off the facade of the suite level. Giants have to win this series to win the tiebreaker against the Diamondbacks. Here's a changeup low. If for some reason, as it shakes out in these last 2 weeks, if the Giants and D-backs were tied for the final playoff spot, the winner of this series wins the tiebreaker, the head-to-head season record. 3-2 pitch. Ramos hits one to left center field, and pretty well hit. McCarthy chasing. He is going to track it down. Makes a running catch. That almost looked like an optical illusion in the end, because that ball was by him, and he stuck the glove out a little extra at the very last minute in a full sprint. And made the catch right as he sprinted onto the warning track and then gently collided with the wall at the 413 sign. Ramos can't believe it. 2 down. That was a heck of a play. Here's Devers. He takes... Wow, that's a low strike. That's the lowest strike I think we've seen all game by far. Devers has a base hit and a strikeout, 1 for 2. He hits this one kind of cue shot to third. Alexander has it, playing off the line, and he'll throw to first to get Devers. Good defense from the Diamondbacks. Giants are gone in order for the first time in the game. Midway through 4, still 5-3 Giants on the KNBR Northern California Honda.
It's a great night for baseball.
This match
Years old, Trevor McDonald just called up today. Keaton Wynn was optioned back to AAA. Giants were so beat up on the pitching side and in such need of fresh arms. So Trevor McDonald, who had kind of a weird year for AAA Sacramento, second big league appearance for the 24-year-old, and his first pitch is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to Blaze Alexander for a called strike. It's 0-1. McDonald, he's got a lot of weapons. Starters profile, and for most of the year has been a starter in AAA. The 0-1 off the inside, a running sinker. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. We saw him in the very last game of the year last year. He got called up at the end of the season, had a chance to make his big league debut, and really was impressive. 1-1 pitch, swing, and a miss, slider, strike 2. That was a good slider from McDonald. The good starts for McDonald this year were dominant. He had some really terrific outings in AAA. Very tough league to pitch in. But then he also had some blow-ups. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3, slider, and he got Blaze Alexander way off balance. So strike 3, McDonald strikes out the first big league hitter he faces this season. Last year against the Cardinals, he pitched 3 scoreless innings in his major league debut. 3. I think the Giants were hoping to get like an inning, maybe 2 out of him, and he just kept getting Cardinals hitters out. He was very efficient doing it as well. Here's Del Castillo, left-handed hitter. He grounds the first pitch to short. Adames gobbles it up, throws to first for the out. 2 down, just like that. The one thing that I remember was we were all just really impressed with his poise and presence and the way he handled the moment. Big league debut is there's just so much, even final game of the year, no playoff race on the line. Just so much to deal with, and he handled it beautifully. So 2 down, bases empty for Alek Thomas. 5-3 Giants ahead. Thomas takes strike 1, a slider. On the inside corner, it's 0-1. Well, so far so good for Trevor McDonald. Tristan Beck goes 3 innings, gives up 5 hits and 3 runs. Here's a swing and a miss by Thomas. He was out in front of a changeup. Count is 0-2. Thomas was so befuddled by that pitch that he asked for time, stepped out. McDonald, he's only 24 years old, but he's been in the Giants organization for a lot of years. He's battled some health issues. 0-2 pitch is grounded to short again. Adames has this one from behind the bag, throws to first to get the speedy Thomas, and Trevor McDonald couldn't be more impressive than that. His first big league inning of the year, and the Diamondbacks were gone in a flash. On to the 5th. Adames Chapman Flores coming up.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball
Here's John Miller.
Dave, thank you. Adames 0 for 2 in the game. Now the left-hander throws, and he's off the inside with a fastball, and the count is 2-0. Adames fouled out to first in the first inning and popped out to short in the second. He's 0 for 2. Here it is. Low and inside with another fastball. 3-0 the count. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Giants, including a home run by Wilmer Flores. 3 runs, 5 hits for Arizona, including a home run by Adrian Del Castillo. Now a fastball for a called strike on the inner third of the plate near the hands, and the count is 3-1. Rodriguez throws. Swing and a miss. He threw him a changeup on 3-1. And that fooled him big time. Now time is asked for by Adames as he steps out. Matt Chapman is on deck. Giants had a 4-run first inning, leading now 5-3 in the 5th inning. 3-2 pitch in the dirt. Ball 4. Adames draws a leadoff walk.
How about Trevor McDonald, by the way? First big league inning of the year. 8 pitches, 7 strikes, 3 outs.
Cool, calm, and collected. So it was a difficult 3 innings for Tristan Beck. Here's the pitch now, and Chapman looks at a called strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. McDonald, only 24 years old. 1 strike pitch, a called strike on the outer third, and it's 0-2. Chapman hit a sacrifice fly. He knocked in the Giants' first run with a fly ball to right in the first inning. And then he hit a hard ground ball right to short his next time. The shortstop again playing it way over toward third, playing him to pull the pitch. And he hits a ground ball right to him again. Throw to second, 1, the relay back to first. Double play. Well, Chapman has hit a couple of balls like that now, and the D-backs, anything but the sort of the overload to that side could end up an easy base hit into left field right through that opening, but they were plugging it up, and that's right where he's hit it twice. So 2 down, nobody on. Here is Wilmer Flores. 5-3 Giants. Wilmer, hard ground ball to third, over to his left. Alexander's got it and throws him out at first. We go to the last half of the 5th inning. And Vargas, the 8th place hitter, will be coming up. Then McCarthy against McDonald.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term.
count is 0-1. Vargas grounded into a double play in the second inning. The pitch to him. Bounced foul, third base side. That was a hard sinker at 95 miles an hour that ran right off the outside, and Vargas ended up kind of lunging at it and bouncing it foul as if he somehow thought he had to make contact or all would be lost. Well, now it is no balls, 2 strikes. That is literally the situation now. McDonald to the plate, and a line drive foul down the right field line. That was a slider right in the hands with a sharp break to it. McDonald, who was an 11th round draft choice for the Giants out of high school, went to high school in Mississippi, drafted in 2019. 0-2 pitch, a base hit to right field. Well, that one was right out over the plate, which you don't like to see happen. You got a chance to make a guy chase a pitch that's not a strike, but that was a little bit too much out over the plate. He was trying to get that one, and it wasn't even a fastball, it was a changeup. Vargas was able to hook it right between first and second. So here is Jake McCarthy, who grounded the second his first time. Left-handed batter, the pitch to him. He shows bunt and takes off the outside, ball 1. Chapman came rushing in from third base when he saw the show of the bunt. McCarthy, who has great speed. Middle infield, double play depth. Shortstop, Adames shaded toward the middle. Here it comes. He shows bunt and drops it foul on the third base side. All the infield is moving on that one. The shortstop, Adames, breaks to cover second. The second baseman, Schmidt, hustles over to first base. Flores from first and Chapman from third come charging in toward the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Let's see if he stays with the bunt or he's going to go with swinging away. Here's the stretch. He squares and bunts it out toward the mound. In to get it is Chapman. He looks at second. No play there, and now throws to first. He looked, and with the speed of McCarthy, he looked for an extra moment there, but then finally snapped the throw to first and did get McCarthy, and the bunt has moved the runner up. It's interesting to give away an out when you're down by 2 runs. Here is Perdomo. He has reached on a strikeout on a ball that hit him in the foot, although the Giants did not contest the call, and nobody seemed to know it except the guy who got hit, who ran to first, and the catcher. Then he hit a double his next time. He takes ball 1. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Here it is, and that sinker. That's nasty. That had him flinching away, and it drifted back right over the heart of the plate at 94 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Curtis is now up in the Arizona bullpen. The 1-1 pitch, and that is off the outside with a changeup. Curtis, a right-hander, warming up in the Arizona pen. We're in the last of the 5th inning. The Giants 5, Arizona 3. Here's the stretch. McDonald throws, and he lays that one right over the outside with a slider. Beauty. Started well off the outside and had that break that came back right to the outside corner at the knees. Runner at second, 1 out in the last of the 5th inning. Marte on deck. The pitch to Perdomo. Way outside with a changeup. 3-2 the count. These are the big guys right now. Perdomo is having a huge season. Ketel Marte on deck. Big pitch. 3-2 offering. Right there, called a ball. Man, how a guy can get rewarded for taking a strike with a 3-2 count. But this is a real tiny strike zone right now from Jordan Baker. So now here is Ketel Marte. Marte, the veteran, who has 25 home runs. 2 men on, 1 man out. And McDonald, the right-hander, throwing. And that is in there at the knees with the slider. Strike 1. Leadoff single by Vargas on an 0-2 count. Sacrifice bunt by McCarthy. Now a walk to Perdomo. 2 on, 1 out. 5-3 Giants. There's a swing. Ground ball into right field. Base hit. Hustling around third. Heading home. Here comes the throw from right field. Too late. Vargas scores. And over to third goes Perdomo. And it's 5-4 Giants. Now the D-backs leading home run hitter, J.P. Martinez, the pitching coach, will first take time out and head out to the mound to visit with McDonald. Got all kinds of trouble now. Here's a Havis Law mound visit. All the Giants infielders, the catcher, they all gather around the pitcher and the pitching coach here. With runners at first and third and a run in. And the Giants having a 1-run lead. Let's pause here briefly. The station identification. This is the KNBR, Northern California Honda Dealers Radio. Corbin Carroll has lined out really hard. Right to the second baseman. That was the final out of the first inning. And they hit a deep fly ball over 400 feet that was caught out in extremely deep right center near the 413 marker. He's been swinging the bat great all day, and he's 0 for 2. Now he takes a high sinker in for a called strike. This could be a really tough guy to double up. The Giants are hoping for a hard ground ball right at somebody. Now McDonald throws low and inside with a hard slider toward the back foot of Corbin Carroll. Carroll was swinging the bat great against Beck, even though he was 0 for 2. Shortstop Adames, double play depth and well over toward the middle. 1-1 pitch. Bounced foul just off to the right, and he went down for a slider that was well below the knees and managed to bounce it foul off to the right. So now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Second baseman Schmidt straight up. First baseman Flores on the bag with the runner. The pitch, and it's slashed fair past third and down the left field line. Coming in to score is Perdomo to tie the game. Stopping at second is Marte. Ramos hustling over near the foul line to retrieve it and get it back hurriedly to the infield. And the Giants, who once led 4-0, are now in a tie. That was a high sinker. And good hitting by Carroll. He just went with it. He did not try to yank it. So that's another 2-strike hit. Vargas on an 0-2 count got a single. Carroll now. Gabriel Moreno, right-handed batter. Runners at first and second. The pitch. And a fastball right through there for a called strike. A sinker at 93. Second big league appearance for the 24-year-old McDonald, his first of this year. Now the high set. The pitch. Too high with a fastball at 95. So he's behind 2-0 now. Big pitch here. On the way. Swing, and it's a pop-up shallow right field. Racing in is Encarnacion. He's under it now, waiting, and he makes the catch. Little bloop out there. Schmidt went tearing out from second. It was beyond him, but Encarnacion got a good break, was under it, and waiting for it at the last. Runners had to hold. So it's when he was behind in the count where he made his pitch, a slider right in under the hands for the pop-out. Now Blaze Alexander, another right-handed batter, the pitch to him. And that is a fastball for a called strike right over the middle. Marte, the possible go-ahead run at second. Carroll, with tremendous speed, is at first. The pitch comes in, and it's just off the inside with a slider. And Kisner thought maybe they had a strike on that one, but the strike zone is very narrow. That one, according to StatCast, was a little bit off the corner. Pitches that are right on the corner have often been called balls. 1-1 pitch. Called a strike on the outside. That was right on the corner with a sinker that had movement coming back to the plate. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Timeout is asked for by young Blaze Alexander. Alexander, 26 years old. Squared up stance, crowding the plate. The set, the 1-2 pitch. Swing, and there's a high drive into deep right center. Going back, Jung-Hoo Lee, as he gets onto the warning track near the resort and the 413-foot marker. He makes the catch. The D-backs have tied the game with a 2-run rout.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB